To the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school, I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you, but we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences. And since you too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay. There's a reason we call our channel Bad Decisions. Okay, this guy belongs in jail. He literally just admitted on camera to committing first-degree assault.
Yeah, the first thing I thought when I was watching is this a Boondocks episode?
That's hilarious. That's crazy.
It's just so crazy. It's so crazy, and the fact that he says it casually lets me know that he's crazy.
It lets you know it's not his first rodeo. If I was the father of the 7-year-old girl, I would press charges on this guy, and I would let my attorney use this video as evidence.
That's why part of me doesn't believe that this video is actually real.
A lot of y'all keep asking why I didn't fight this man one-on-one and why I got my brothers to jump him in front of his 7-year-old daughter. And the answer is simple. Life is not fair. You get jumped by responsibilities every day. Bullying is not fair because you're picking on somebody that's essentially a weaker vessel and that's smaller than you. So I wanted to make sure she saw what it looked like when a fight is not fair and you don't have no choice but to let somebody jump you, so she could get the concept of what she was doing. Sometimes kids learn from what they see and not what they hear. So I wanted it to be a visual experience, okay? I'm out here doing the Lord's work, okay? God is pleased with me whether or not y'all are.
Because I'm thinking, okay, well, where would you jump him at? So are you jumping him at, and he said that he did it in front of the daughter. So did you find out like what McDonald's he went to, or was this after school? Like you're picking up the father after school and you end up jumping him with your brothers? Because then they would call the police.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but you're right, they would have called the police. But I'll say this too, not to stereotype, and by the way, when I say not to, that means I'm about to do it. Unfortunately, I'm going to guess that the school might not be in the best location. So maybe this kind of stuff isn't out of the ordinary, unfortunately.
So you're saying they opened the door and they're like, usual, and they closed it?
They might be the type of school where they have like metal detectors when you to enter the. I'm just saying. Okay, now okay. I don't want to.
Oh God.
Let me not do that. I'm just so appalled by this man's audacity to get online and justify it, saying that God approves of him assaulting, first-degree assault of a girl's father in front of the 7-year-old girl. That's terrible.
My thing is this. So if the girl was mad enough to bully your daughter, you don't think beating up her dad's going to cause her to bully her even more? Because, listen, is her dad probably going to go off on her when she goes home? Absolutely. But she could be so mad after seeing her dad get beat up that she's like, okay, well, you're going to beat up my dad. I'm going to beat up your daughter even more.
Well, maybe, but then don't you think that it depends on how bad they beat her dad? If she really saw her dad get beat up, you think she's really gonna want to do something to cause that to happen again?
Probably not.
So I think,
and I'm also thinking the dad is probably in the hospital then, because that guy was not a small guy in the video. So he's saying that he got some of his brothers, which I assume are built similar to him. So that the dad might be in the hospital on life support.
All right, dang. Oh my gosh, this is taking a whole turn. I really hope not.
No,
I really hope
not.
I know you don't. I know you don't hope that.
Obviously not.
I know you don't hope that. Hopefully the guy. It sounds crazy because I don't think they should have done it at all, obviously. But hopefully, if they did do it, hopefully they did it in a way that was more so not to harm the guy, but more so just to.
Hopefully, we beat him up in a kind, respectful manner.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever heard the term, let's go slap him around a little bit?
I had to slap around a little bit.
Yeah, and it normally means more than slapping him around.
That's facts. But my point is, like, don't hurt him too bad, right?
So what do you think? They saw him, they pushed him to the ground, and the other one was like, yeah, and the other dude was like, yeah, and then that was it?
I mean, maybe, listen, I don't do these kind of things. I don't commit assault. So maybe they not slapped him. Maybe they, like, gave him a couple left hooks, maybe one little straight jab, and then they called it a day. And there's probably like a stomp or two in there, unfortunately. But
the other thing I was thinking about, you brought up a good point about the school. The guy mentioned that they had already had to sit down with the parents. Like, they went multiple times. My thing is this. If you went multiple times with the school, isn't it time to change schools? Because normally in a bullying situation, they will normally remove the kids from the classroom. Like they'll be in different classrooms if it's a repeated issue. So what is the school doing? Because this is definitely the school's fault if the student is still bullying the child.
Well, so it's not the school's fault that he assaulted the man, but it's definitely the school's fault that they did not stop the bullying from happening. 100%, I agree with you.
No, I mean, listen, the two children should be in the same classroom. If this is a
I agree with
repeated
you.
issue.
I agree with you, yeah. For sure.
So at that point, you might just want to the money you're going to spend bailing each other out of jail for this dumb thing, you should spend on putting your child in another school. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't take him to be the type of guy to think that way. He didn't choose the logical path. He chose violence. And that's his way to solve problems. Violence, apparently. So, and he's like, I'm not going through the inconvenience of moving my daughter to another school. I'm going to handle it like they did in the 1800s and just do some mob justice and, you know.
To me, is the biggest problem is his inability to solve problems without fighting people. At a certain, once I got to like 21 years old, it just looks so crazy seeing two grown men fight.
Yeah.
For what? What's the purpose besides you both ending up in jail? Like, you being willing to fight for no reason. Well, it's not for no reason, but it is ridiculous. You being able to put your hands on someone lets me know that you don't have enough to lose at that moment, is what I'm thinking. Because there's no way if you had something to lose that you'd put your future and the future of your child in jeopardy. Because listen, you go to jail. I mean, I don't know what his financial situation is like. I don't know what the parenting dynamic situation is like. He could literally be the little girl's only parent. And then he ends up going to jail, and then what's going to happen to her?
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, there's no way to justify these actions. It's
Reckless.
It's very reckless. It's downright stupid, honestly. And so, like I said, we said earlier, hopefully the guy that was jumped is fine and not maimed or irreversibly harmed by this idiot that decided to go and assault him. And shame on the school for not solving the issue and letting it fester and build up. So the school, bad decision. The guy in the car that jumped the dude, bad decision. Shoot, even the parent that didn't do more to stop his child from bullying the girl, bad decision.
Yeah.
Bad decisions all around.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a terrible decision all the way around. The guy, what are you thinking? And on top of it, posting on the internet, which I don't think this is real, if I'm being completely honest, because he's a little bit too comedic with it. So I don't think it's real. But overall, bad decision. And it just goes to the point that schools need to do more in situations like this, because it's weird. You have situations where the school does too much, like they're pulling kids away for just having simple disagreements, and then you have situations like this where the bullying just goes too far and the school's literally doing nothing.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think that goes back to the type of school it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So.
All right, guys. So if you think the guy made a good decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think he made a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't beat anybody up.